Alright, ladies and gentlemen, MrSotko here. Welcome back to the channel. Got a whole bunch of good crypto news stuff for you today. And the first thing that I want to talk about was an interesting story that Alex Jones was talking about. He says that George Soros offered him $5 million in Bitcoin to pump it. And so he was going to offer him $5 million in Bitcoin and then just to start announcing it on his show and his channel or whatever. And then it went up to the all-time high, and it was going to be worth like $30 million when it did go up to the all-time high, but he denied doing that. So now it is Alex Jones, of course. Slow down. I get it. I know. However, Alex Jones appeared on the Joe Rogan podcast a few days ago, and it was just sauce. I urge all of you. That was like 4 hours and 40 minutes long, so it's basically like a 5-hour podcast. But it's glorious. It's so funny. So like Alex Jones starts off as usual, and then he just gets crazier and crazier as it goes on, and then he actually just is drinking the entire time, like vodka or something that Joe Rogan was giving him. And then they were eventually passing around tobacco. And it was going around. And then eventually, like half an hour after that happened, Alex Jones, I remember him saying, you got any more of that tobacco? Or can I get a little bit more of that tobacco? And it went around again. So Alex Jones was clearly high and drunk out of his gourd about halfway through this podcast, and it was glorious. I promise you guys, it's worth a watch. So, outspoken conspiracy theorist Alex Jones recently appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast where he called cryptocurrencies the future in typical anti-establishment fashion. Jones sowed mistrust about the government-controlled fiat, saying, we have a private Federal Reserve that's all fiat. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just saying be careful. Jones' support for cryptocurrencies perhaps unsurprising, as last year he was deplatformed by the majority of social media and PayPal. This came as part of a wave of PayPal banning of purportedly right-wing outlets such as Gab and the Hacker News towards the end of 2018. And as a poster boy for Bitcoin, there's a risk that his supporting message will drown in the background noise. For example, he also told Rogan that 8 years ago, George Soros had offered him $5 million to pump Bitcoin. This, he claimed, was worth $38 million at the peak of the 2017's bull run, but he refused it. This may be a miscalculation of value or timing. The approximately 2,000 Bitcoin, which were worth $38 million at peak, was actually worth $5 million just 21 months ago. So he said that he was going to be given $5 million in Bitcoin, I believe, on the show, and then it would be worth like $38 million by the time the bull run happened. But true or not, this quite incredible claim pales in insignificance compared to some of the outlandish things that Jones has said. And he said, well, what if Stephen Hawking was Satoshi Nakamoto? I'm not sure if he actually said that. Did he actually say that? Either way, it was kind of interesting. So again, the Satoshi Nakamoto thing, we're not going to touch right now. But just for my viewers, for you guys, trust me, it's glorious to watch it. Just because just like days before this podcast occurred, it was like Joe Rogan and Alex Jones going at each other, and like Alex Jones was ripping off his shirt and saying he wanted to meet him in the UFC ring and choke him out. Yeah, it was just really good. And then they came together because they're actually friends, and they came together, and some of the conversation was pretty interesting. Some of it, of course, was pretty wild. It was like Alex Jones really, really exploding with his radical ideas on a drunk and high Alex Jones. Think about it. It's good, trust me. Next article here. Major U.S. retailer ditches Visa and is now considering Bitcoin's Lightning Network. How true is this? How out of context is this? I'm not quite sure. It is an interesting read, though. So, U.S. retail giant Kroger is no longer accepting Visa credit cards at its chain of Smith Foods. So, this is not like Fry's or Fry's Electronics, etc. So, Anthony Popliano tweeted an offer to hook them up with Bitcoin's Lightning Network nationwide, which would be great. So it all started on Friday when Kroger announced the move to no longer accept Visa credit cards, citing excessive fees. And mind you, Smith's Kroger's, because Kroger is kind of an encompassing brand of Fry's Electronics, Smith's, and probably others as well. So the Smith chain comprises of 134 food and drug stores across 7 states. And the card fees charged by Visa are higher at Smith's than any other credit card brand, explained Kroger. Visa has been misusing its position and charging retailers excessive fees for a long time. Yes, they have. Visa is actually due to increase fees for the bank's processing card payments on behalf of merchants in April again. So, in circumstance, it seemed only natural for somebody to suggest a crypto alternative, and Pompliano rose to the occasion. Who knows? Someone in the leadership team there. So the Morgan Creek digital team will fly to meet them and get them hooked up with Lightning Network nationwide. A couple hours later, a product manager from Kroger Digital tweeted a response and set up a conversation. It says, "Hey, Pomp, I'm a product manager at Kroger Digital. Can confirm that Yale is the correct person to discuss this with. I would love to set up a conversation. Let's make it happen. DM inbound." So, Nick, is he really a product manager at Digital? I don't know. But interesting read regardless. But this is if it's true, it's a very big deal. Smith's is the second Kroger brand to stop accepting Visa credit cards after Foods supermarkets in California. Successful implementation of a Lightning Network payment solution at the retailer could lead to a wider rollout across Kroger brands. The only problem with that is that nobody knows how to use the Lightning Network, especially all the people that just go in and out of Fry's every day. Most of them don't have Bitcoin. Most of them don't know how to use the Lightning Network. Most of them don't know how to even send or buy Bitcoin in the first place. So while it's a good idea in theory, at the same time, it's kind of a bad idea in theory. And I like to support it, of course, because I support cryptocurrency. But at the same time, you're going to have to go in there with your MasterCard, checks, cash to buy it. And not that many people are going to be going in there and giving them Bitcoin for their stuff, which is great. But again, Lightning Network is at a place right now that's really difficult to use. Sure, I know some people are like, "Oh, you got it on your phone," but most people they don't even have that. Trust me, I live near a Fry's, and the people that go in and out of there, there's literally a police officer standing at the door the whole time, right? Because there's so many. I don't mean to be rude, but degenerates that go in and out of there that try to steal things that they literally have to have an officer or a security guard on at all times. Usually, actually, during the day, it's just a security guard, and then later at night, like if you go in there at like 9 p.m. or something, it's a straight-up cop, probably because it gets worse at night. And most of them don't have Bitcoin. Let me just tell you that, okay? Some bums on the corner of the street just sitting there all the time asking for money with cardboard signs. They don't have Bitcoin, I promise you. But great idea in theory. Anyway, moving on to the next article. Angry Bitcoin fans delete Coinbase accounts to protest the Neutrino acquisition. So this has been going around a lot lately, and people have been trying to delete their Coinbases and finding out that they can't delete their Coinbase because of the leftover Bitcoin dust in your account that you can't really seem to get rid of unless you put in more Bitcoin and then send it, and then sometimes you have dust left over, which is, a problem. Now, I'm not deleting mine. I'm not urging you guys to delete yours. Don't hate the messenger. I'm just reporting the news. I don't really care to delete my Coinbase. I like it. It's good to day trade on GDAX or Coinbase Pro, whatever. I like Coinbase. And all exchanges are doing shady things right now, and this is the tip of the iceberg at best. And don't hold your crypto on exchanges, yada yada, all that good stuff. But I don't really have a problem with Coinbase. And maybe one day I will. Maybe one day they'll roll out something that I will disagree with, and I will join this movement. But for now, not me. But whatever. The battle cry, delete Coinbase, is resounding across Twitter as Bitcoin users close their accounts to protest the acquisition. So these users are upset with Coinbase acquiring Neutrino because the blockchain analytics outfit's executives, CEO Russo, Ornagi, and Valeri previously spearheaded projects for the startup hacking team, which sold spyware to several governments known for human rights abuses. For example, the Washington Post reported hacking team worked directly with the Saudi Arabian government, including the enforcement group that allegedly murdered dissident journal Jamal Khashoggi. I got nothing. The startup's website touted a hacking suite for government interception, describing its wares as offensive technology. The spyware has also aided surveillance and arrests of journalists in Ethiopia and the United Arab Emirates, Motherboard reported. Okay, so basically, they're acquiring Neutrino probably for some kind of tracking help. Not for probably offensive hacking, but more like tracking help. To report their tracking uses to the United States government. I'm probably pretty sure of that, or tracking it and selling data or acquiring data so that they could better sell to users or find out what they want or find out how they trade, this, that, or the other thing, or send their stuff to the IRS. Probably something along those lines, no doubt. However, if you think this is something new, like if you think the government doesn't know that you trade crypto, if you think the NSA like doesn't know that the world trades crypto, if you think the NSA didn't know about Bitcoin like literally the day that it came out or like shortly before it, or tracked potential cryptocurrency before that, or tokens on the internet, or that, what is that, Liberty Exchange in what is it, Puerto Rico or something like that, that was trading digital tokens. Oh, you guys didn't know about that? Well, there was like an exchange. Again, I probably should have researched this a little better. It just came into my head. Liberty Exchange. It was like based in Puerto Rico, I think. And you could just send money to it, and then they would launder it through like a digital currency, and then it was essentially like a stable coin before crypto. So it was just a token, really. And, you know, like, so you'd give them $1 million, and then you'd have this $1 million of stable coin, and then you could request it back, and it'd be totally laundered. And it was shut down by the United States government. So if you don't think that they know about this sort of thing, and like this is new, and you're like, oh, I never thought this would happen. Welcome to planet Earth. Pop that bottle out of your mouth, and it's time to grow up. Time to take that diaper off and put on some big boy pants, because welcome to planet Earth. Governments and technology. Was said that the NSA had 600 megahertz or 600 megahertz processors in the late 60s, and we didn't get 600 megahertz processors till like the Pentium 2/3 era in like the mid 90s or so, or late 90s. So again, yeah, welcome to planet Earth. They got way better stuff than you ever thought they probably could have. So to be sure, it's unclear how widespread the backlash is. Delete Coinbase hashtag produces more than 500 results on a Google search, but not all those are unique, nor all of them are necessarily from before the acquisition was announced. Further, even 500 would amount to a sliver of Coinbase's 13 million, a sliver, excuse me, of Coinbase's 13 million accounts. So you can see here people like sharing, you know, your Coinbase has been deleted. Well, I really couldn't stay behind now, could I? Even if I haven't used them in quite some time, deleting Coinbase, people showing deleting Coinbase. But again, just welcome to planet Earth, guys. Like if you think that like governments are just going to sit behind, let you trade stable coins, cryptocurrency, privacy coins, Bitcoin, anything in between, and it was just going to be fine, and the utopia was just going to go on forever, and that you know, corporations weren't going to start making their own stable coins or their own Kellogg's Cornflakes coin or Facebook coin or JPM coin. Like if you thought that wasn't going to happen, and that Bitcoin was just going to reign forever, and that it was just going to keep going up and up and up and up and up in price for trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars of market cap, and that everybody was just going to be rich that even touched Bitcoin. Again, welcome to planet Earth, guys. So I don't see how anybody this thinks is new. This sounds like a really leftist SJW kind of thing, like oh, the government's on me. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, again. So Coinbase admits the third-party provider sold content data. So in a revelation that is not sure to help the cause of the popularity of Coinbase, executive Christine Sandler attempted to explain the reasoning behind the controversial acquisition of Neutrino, a team specializing in blockchain tracking. Again, blockchain tracking. But probably trust me, it's already been tracked. Like, trust me, guys, like the governments aren't stupid. The team behind Neutrino included members who had previously sold surveillance software to governments in countries in question with questionable human rights records. In an effort to justify the acquisition of Neutrino, Sandler admitted that the company's previous tracking provider had been selling client data. It was important for us to migrate away from our current providers. They were selling client data to outside sources, and it was compelling for us to get control over that and have proprietary technology that we could leverage to keep the data safe and protect our clients. Well, let me just tell you that their previous provider was probably selling data, and Coinbase probably knew that. Because they have to comply to the government. I'm sure the government is very interested, has been for a very long time since it started, since before it started, of who is buying and selling cryptocurrency. I'm sure it was found that Bitcoin was found the day that it was released, or that the website was made, or that the white paper was released. If you think that people with, you know, high-level computer technology degrees working at the NSA, CIA, or any other various governments are stupid, Again, I don't know what else to say. Welcome to planet Earth, guys. Now I'm not like condoning selling data, right? That's why I don't really log into Facebook anymore. I haven't deleted it because I don't even remember my password. And every time I click it, it just says like you send your ID to us, and I'm like, and I just close it. And then a month later, I'll try it again, and I'm like, I'll just close it. So I don't know. Screw Facebook. But like if you think about all these social medias, they've all been selling your data, and this has been going on for a really long time. Now, again, I'm not trying to defend Coinbase by saying that I like Coinbase. I'm not saying that I like Coinbase. It's just that it's easy to use. It's quite convenient to put money onto Coinbase to get Bitcoin, to trade Bitcoin, to then take the Bitcoin out or sell the Bitcoin and then send it to my bank account. It's the easiest exchange to do that, plain and simple, for Americans. But again, I'm not defending this. I'm not defending the fact that they're selling data, that they're acquiring Neutrino, that is probably, again, going to be selling your data and providing it to the government, and just basically making a backdoor so that the government can just go, right through the shower. You know what I'm saying, guys? A nice hole in the wall, like, so they can just peer right in instead of actually having to do it themselves. So, that's why people are angry at Coinbase right now and deleting it, but I'm sure not many people are in the long run. Again, just like people were angry at Facebook, and honestly, not that many people deleted Facebook, and everybody I know pretty much is still on it, even though they were clearly selling your data with every single app that you downloaded or anything in between. So moving on to CoinMarketCap here, we are still trading approximately sideways. We can start to see some dips and craziness going on, but we're still, even though I didn't make a video yesterday on Saturday, we are still at $3,800 and about $50 Bitcoin with 129 billion market cap. So absolutely sideways, nothing going on there either. And what is it going to take for the prices to start moving, whether they be up or down? Who knows? I'll keep bringing you the news though when it does. But that's all I have for you guys. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, my social media in the description below. Follow me on there if you get the chance. That's all I have for you guys today. Hope you enjoyed it. And as usual, I will see you guys next time.